Support for today's show comes from Skillshare.com. Now, Skillshare is a site where they have thousands of courses and lots of course instructors to help you not just simply professionally, but personally as well. I know I have a number of my classes there, and it's one price per month, and it's unlimited access to content. And they give you a 7-day free trial. So you can take all of my classes that way. And if you decide not to renew, okay, you decided not to renew. I'm fine with that. But I'm just simply saying it's a place where you can learn and grow and not have to worry about spending hundreds of dollars for courses like so many instructors make you do. Again, use the link in the show notes, get a 7-day free trial. It will make a difference in your job search and so much more. And we'll be back in just one moment. Episode 2248 of the #1 podcast and Apple Podcast for Job Search. This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio. I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. I started to be referred to as the Big Game Hunter when I worked in search. I've filled so many positions, like I think the final count was over 1,200, and I've evaluated hundreds of thousands of resumes. I was an early adopter on LinkedIn, like I'm member 7653 on LinkedIn. And for those of you who are students, I know how admissions offices work. I understand how the career services offices work. And frankly, they're all salespeople and they're often blowing smoke up your butt. Here I want to give you some direct advice. And if you're a parent with a college-age student, I'm telling you this is going to be helpful and you're going to like this message in terms of what I tell the student, not how the school has been conning you. Hope you find this helpful and give it an honest review wherever you listen to the show, and we'll be back in just one moment. I recently introduced a new service where you can do mock interviews, record them, and practice, and then have me review your answers. It's a service where questions are going to get thrown at you along different topics. You'll record your answers, and I'm going to give you advice about how you could do it better, or give you an atta-girl or an atta-boy afterwards. So if you go to thebiggamehunter.us/mock, that's going to take you to the site, and I do hope you find it helpful. It has helped a bunch of people. Now, let's get going. I want to talk to you students who are graduating, going to be graduating, and kind of help manage your expectations. Now, despite what your career services office is telling you, the likelihood is when you graduate, when you walk out the door, there is not going to be a job waiting for you unless you have lined it up already at this time. You're going to be fighting for a long period of time to find work. And I'm not trying to be a pessimist, but this is the experience that I'm hearing from graduates time and time again. So rather than blow smoke up your derriere, I'd rather just be forthright. Now, the result of this is not to resign yourself to doom and gloom. If anything, it's to manage your expectations and to do that in a way so that you can be prepared for what will probably happen. So, if you think that the average student, if they don't have something lined up on graduation, is going to take 5 to 8 months to find work, well, you're not thinking of this race like a sprint. It's more of a marathon. And frankly, if it goes over 8 months, it doesn't mean that you're doomed to failure either. Now, in managing your emotions, which is what I'm really talking about here, you have to think like this is a longer race. And I've run a marathon. It is an ordeal. I'm not an athlete, quite obviously, and I finished the race, and it was hard, and I trained for it, and that's what I'm encouraging you to do, is to train for a longer race. Now, if you were out of work 5 months from now, what would you be doing financially? Do you think you'd want a part-time job in the meantime? Probably. You'd want some cash, because mom and dad may not be willing to kick in money, right? So, when all is said and done, think longer term. If it happens in less time, great.
No harm, no foul, right? No problem. You'll land in your next situation. And if it takes 2 months, great. But there tends to be more time between interviews and more time before firms get back to you than most job hunters, especially recent grads, tend to think will occur. So it's pretty common that if you walked out the door and started interviewing instantly, it could take 2 months. So it's not unreasonable to think 3 to 5 months is short, and 5 to 8 months is more normal. So if you think a part-time job is going to keep you mentally focused, get it. If you think that connecting with a recent grad, someone from the class ahead of you through the Alumni Association, or going on LinkedIn, and there's a tab toward the top where if you use the drop-down, you'll find that there's alumni from your school that you can connect with. Reach out to them and ask them how they found their job. Do some networking and learn from others. And practice interviewing, because you don't want to have those dumb mistakes that are going to cost you opportunities that you work so hard to get. So again, be prepared for a longer job search. And if it's less, great.
So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, here are a few things I can do to help you with your job search beyond simply being your coach. First of all, I've got a new book out called The Right Answers to Tough Interview Questions. It is like a cookbook with answers to tons of interview questions that you're going to be asked on interviews. And if you pair it up with my other new book, The Ultimate Job Interview Framework, they are a terrific pair of books to help you with interviewing. In addition, I have a new service where you can practice mock interviews. If you go to thebiggameHunter.us/mock, I've got a service there, very inexpensive, like $99, where we have mock interviews set up. I'm going to be adding more to it very soon, but you can record your answers to them, and then I can critique them and help you perform better on them. You probably have noticed my show notes are pretty thorough with products and services that can help you with your search. And connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/thebiggamehunter. Lastly, my website has a ton of great information. That's thebiggamehunter.us. Now, if you're not ready to go there and go through the blog, put the address in your phone, thebiggamehunter.us, Jeff Altman. So this way, when you're ready to go, you have a way of getting back to my website. Hope you have a terrific day, and most importantly, be great!